Okay, so now we're going to the third part of your warm-up. So these are just to basically activate any key muscles that we want to just be a little bit more active during the session. So particularly focusing around our hip stabilizers and making sure we're achieving nice core positioning. Okay, so I'm going to run through 3 exercises. The last one in your program, put a separate video to at the end. Okay, so first one is our cook hip lift. Okay, so for this, it's to get our glutes and our hamstrings really engaging. Priority is to get the glutes firing so that we can get more power into our jumps and also for turning, twisting, keeping ourselves nice and stable. So, lying flat on our back, all I'm going to be doing is I'm going to take one leg and hug it in nice and tight, okay? It's important that I keep a nice flat back through this position, and then all I'm aiming to do from here is pushing through the heel and the flat foot of my bottom leg, driving up, holding that position and lowering down, trying to use my glutes to fire up. So pushing up, hugging that in tight, flat back, pushing up through my heel, trying to get my bum to fire and back down. I'll do exactly the same on the other leg so you can see from a different angle. So flat foot but pushing through my heel, flat back, pushing up, get my glutes firing and lowering back down. Again, nice and tight, pushing up, get my glutes firing and back down. Okay, so that really gets our glutes engaged. Our second exercise is a straight arm plank. So I'm going to show you 2 different angles so you can see the correct body position that we're looking for. So to start with, shoulders or hands underneath the shoulders, keeping that nice straight body position. All I want, shoulders over the top, hips holding that nice straight line position, keep nice and tight. We want to actively crunch and tighten through our abdominals. We shouldn't feel anything through our lower back, so it's keeping our ribs nice and close to our hips, keeping that nice and tight as if you're bracing for a punch in the stomach, okay? So, shoulders over your hands, extend those legs out, keep them nice and tight, straight body position. So for most of you, that's just going to be holding that position. For those of you who are a little bit more advanced and want to take that in, we can add a bit of an anti-rotation element to just keep our balance and make sure, see how stable we are in unstable positions. Okay, so this will be good in terms of being able to rotate your body and keeping that alignment and keeping that drive. Okay, so for those that are a bit more advanced, then all you're aiming to do, take your feet a little bit wider, keep in that same position. Can you touch your opposite shoulder without rocking your body? So I don't want to see this, hips going all over the place. You keep nice and still, locked in. Touch one hand to the opposite shoulder, and exactly the same on the opposite side. The more advanced you get, the more narrow you can be without using that, and you'll feel that all through your abdominals. Okay, final stretch that we've got, or mobilisation we've got coming through, is what we call a clamshell side plank. So the important of having this in the program is to get our hips stabilised to fire so that we don't get any injuries occurring by our knees collapsing in. So we want to strengthen that position, which will then give us more chance to direct our force. So we're going into vertical jumps, stops our knees collapsing in, so we can transfer all that force straight up into our vertical jump, but also when we turn, it gives us more power so we can direct the force and we can turn more quickly. Okay, so this is a clamshell side plank. Dropping down to your elbow, again, shoulder over the elbow, knees bent at a 45-degree position. Okay, make sure your hips are stacked on top of each other. What I don't want to see is your hips rolling back. So hips stacked on top. Keep your bottom knee and foot into the floor. Then all we're going to do is we're going to raise our hips high and push them forward. So we've got a nice straight line from knee through to shoulder, actively pushing that shoulder into the floor, pushing that knee into the floor, and you can see my feet stay together, but my knees come up. So we're going to up into this position, hold for 10 seconds, and then lower back down. Reset, get nice and tight, hips stacked, pushing up, hold that position, 10 seconds, and then lower back down. Perfect. Okay, so I'll go through the next exercise in another video.